When it comes to portrait photography, I always try to make the person being photographed look like a rock star. Or a hero of their own movie. But when you get the chance to steal time from a busy schedule of a real rock star, that just hits you different. Alright, back in March of this year, I noticed that one of my all-time favorite artists, all-time favorite rock musicians, is coming to town to have a show. I have been listening to this guy for over 20 years, something almost 25 years at this point, I believe, and he was coming to have a gig in one of the legendary rock clubs of my hometown. And the artist that I'm talking about is, of course, Anssi Kela. Now, if you don't know who Anssi is, here's a quick recap of his career. He's been around for 25 years plus, making music, and he is one of the top 5 artists here in Finland at the moment. If you are a Finnish person, you know who Anssi Kela is. You know his songs like Mikan, faijan, BMW, Milla, all these kind of huge hits that he has made over the years. And I decided that, okay, I will take this opportunity, so I slid in his DMs, sent him a message that would it be okay if I would take a quick photo of you. And at that moment, my expectations, they were not exactly that high because, well, come on, he's a rock star. He's got a busy schedule and he's between shows and everything. I wasn't sure what he was going to answer. The worst I could get is a no, of course. And that was kind of the thing that I was expecting because, well, he's a rock star, even though he's a great guy, he's busy, and why would he spend some time with basically a no-name photographer like me? Because if he wants his photos taken, he's gonna go to a real professional, if you know what I mean. But to my surprise, Anssi replied. He said, yeah, sure, absolutely. And I was like looking at my phone and going like, okay, it's happening. And the next thing I did, I asked him that would it be okay if I made a YouTube video out of that photo shoot? And that was like pushing the limit. I was like, okay, you're pushing it like hard. But Anssi, being the guy that he is, being the lovely fellow that he is, he said, yeah, you can do it. It's okay. And the next thing I did, I was like, okay, let's get in touch about the specifics and how the day is gonna go closer to the gig. And the next thing I did, I obviously sent a message to a good friend of mine, Andreas, that book a date, May 9th. You will have to be here because we are taking a photo of Anssi Kela and you are gonna shoot the behind the scenes and the entire thing of that day. And of course, Andreas replied, I'm coming, and yeah. And that's when it turned exciting. All right, fast forward to May 9th. A couple days prior, I sent a message to Anssi asking about how is his day gonna go, when is the sound check gonna be, and all these things. And I sent a message to the manager of the venue, 45 Special, and asked them that would it be okay if we take the photo there because Anssi is already there and the location is stunning, it's legendary, and I thought that, okay, we could pull the photo off in there. And he said, yes, of course. And what time do you want to come in? I can come in and open the doors for you so you can set up everything that you need. And I was like, okay, I will be shooting this with one light, with one lens, and with one camera. And I'm not gonna need that much gear. Well, that was a rough underestimate, of course.
Why you hire assistants. The amount of everything.
I ended up hauling
Like,
this
ridiculous.
big light in there with light stands and everything, smoke machines, all these things I hauled in there.
So he's talking about hiring assistants, and I'm just walking here. I'm not carrying anything at all. Hands are free. I was like,
You want the smoke
you're
machine?
carrying everything.
Yeah, you want the smoke machine?
Oh, perfect. So how's it going? Like, do you need a hand?
Nah, no, I'm just fine with my hands.
When we started to set things up on that day, I was like nervous as hell. I was like, okay, we're doing a real photo shoot. We did some test shots with Andres to see how the photos would turn out.
You realize the quality of the pictures we just took over there, literally insane. It took like 5 minutes approximately, no, to be honest, 7 or 8 minutes for Timo to set up the light here, set up the smoke machine.
And straight out of the camera with the setup we had, the photos just looked absolutely ridiculously good. And that gave me a boost of confidence. Because, I mean, come on, it's just a photo, it's just a portrait, and of course it's gonna look good. But I was a little bit nervous about how it all would turn out.
Do you have a memory card? Because I didn't bring any.
We're like working in pairs. I always forget the battery and he brings them. He forgets the memory cards and I bring them.
Yeah, and then we just share the ND filters, you know.
Waiting for the artist to show up. And the air in here is so tense you can like cut through it with a knife. And Timo is excited about all of this. It's like, but you can really feel the tension in here.
Sending a message to Anssi here, so that we're all set up. He's having an interview right now, I guess. But getting excited. Photo's crooked. Think about it. Look, here's this one shot. This is a little crooked. My OCD is killing me. Think about it. If I'm trying to straighten it up, everything is all set up. I try to straighten it and it falls down and breaks.
Let's just hope it doesn't fall down.
Okay, can I do it? I want to fix it. I want to fix it like so bad because it's crooked. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay. Oh dear God, that felt good. It was like
You could hear some cracks when you're
Yeah.
turning it.
some plaster fell off from behind it.
Sometimes later, Anssi came to the bar and I picked him up from upstairs where he was talking to his technicians about guitars and stuff like that. I said that, okay, we're all set up, we're good to go. Do you have the time? And he just came down.
Tuolta tulee kiilaitti ja tossa on sulle sit vähän ympäri tosta ja... Noin.
I told him that, okay, here's his spot. I marked it with a penny on the floor. Just stand here, look into the window there, look into that, look in that direction, then turn your eyes towards me.
Tonne puolelle. Noin. Ja sit pikkusteppi tohon suuntaan. Ja sit katset tänne. Tossa on toi taulu. Niin, siihen kohti.
We took a couple shots of Anssi standing up, you know, doing a little bit of, with his leather jacket, you know, this kind of little rock star vibe. Looking a badass rock star that he is. Then after we had done those, I sat him down on a bench and I took some shots of him sitting down. And when I showed the photos to Anssi from the back of the screen of my camera, he was like, wow, this looked really good. And I was like, oh, okay, my heart just skipped a beat there because I was like, yeah, I think this looked really good too.
Oli hauskaa, että sitten niinku fast forward 15 vuotta, että tässä on tosi jotenkin semmoinen itselle se.
I got the same reaction from Anssi about my photos, which I am always looking to get from anyone, any person that I'm taking a photo of. And that was my goal, and I achieved it. That was it. That was the photo shoot. I was like, okay, thank you very much. I got what I need, and yeah, thanks for making this happen. Can I have an autograph from my kids to your poster, because they love listening to your music? And we had a little chat there, and I told him that I've been listening to his music for 20 plus years, and yeah, it was an awesome meeting. But at that point, a lot of the pressure lifted off, because I knew that I had the shot, I knew that I had the photo that I was looking for, and I got the reaction from Anssi when he said that, okay, hey, these look really good. And I was like, yeah. That was my first experience of taking a photo of a rock star. So it was big, huge.
I got a photo.
Is that a happy tear going down there?
I don't.
Is it a happy
It must
tear?
be the light, or something.
Yeah.
It must be something like that. Wow. Should we just take everything apart? Bring down the lights.
We're finished.
And at that point, I was like, okay, I'm done. It's all over. But it wasn't.
Okay, so what just happened?
After we wrapped up the photo shoot, pressure lifted, tension released, everything is done. Now it's in the books. I got the shot, and we were already starting to take down the stuff, to pack it up and go home with Andres. And then Anssi comes back, and he was like, "Are you guys busy? Are you guys in a hurry to go somewhere?" And we were like, "No. What do you need?"
Anssi asked us to take a photo of the entire band, and now we're waiting for the entire band.
And he said that he doesn't have any photos of the band, the entire band. They did not book a photo shoot for the band prior to the tour, so could I take a photo of the entire band? And I was like, yeah, sure. Of course you say yes when a rock star like Anssi is asking so nicely to take a photo of the entire band. I was like, of course, yeah, let's get it done.
And it also adds a level of challenge for us, because the lighting setup and everything we have here, the equipment was optimized with one person in mind, with just taking a picture of the artist himself. But now, if you think about it in terms from the technicalities of the photography, so bumping it up to 5 people, now we're talking about a group photo.
Yeah, and so a whole different ball game.
Yeah.
But the thing was, I was prepared with the gear to take a photo of one person, not the entire band, but one person. So I only had the 50mm from Sony and the A7IV, and I was like, how am I gonna do this? And then Andres, luckily, because he's always prepared, he had the 24-70, and I did the photo shoot with Andres's lens when we were shooting the band.
It's definitely solvable. We just fix the furniture there to another location, and it's going to be good.
We set up the lights for a few different kind of shots with the band, and we nailed it.
Meneekö tonne joku?
Joo, siihen menee yksi. Ja tuossa vaikka sit siihen. Osa sinne ja sit sä voit istua siihen. Ja nyt sitten otetaan ihan oikein. Nyt saa olla silleen ryhmikkä. Ja nosta Anssi vaan sitä, niin se oli hyvä siinä, kun sulla on se siinä just tolleen. 3, 4, 5.
It was absolutely great. And the band also, when I showed him the photos, they was like, yeah, it looks good, real nice. And Anssi, of course, being the great fellow that he is, he was super nice, and he was like, yeah, thank you so much. And are you guys coming to watch the gig? And I was like, yeah, we don't have the tickets. Well, I can write you out, I could put your names on the list if you want to come. I was like, yeah, sure, yeah, of course. And you don't have to bring your cameras, but if you want to take some photos, it's okay too. And I was like, yeah, we'll bring our cameras. And the show was great. I got some good photos from that too, and I sent those to Anssi also with his photo that I took and with the photo of the band. And I was like, okay, this was a night to remember. And then
I'm like, what just happened? Whoa.
What happened?
I'm like a little bit,
a few days later, after Anssi had looked at those photos that I took, he was super happy with them. He was like, we would like to use one of those photos for our tour poster for the upcoming summer tour. And I was like, okay, that would be awesome. Which photo do you want to use so I can edit it to the max? And he was like, he gave a contact from his agency and we talked back and forth, sent some emails, and long story short, now one of the photos that I took on that day, one of the band photos that was not even meant to be taken on that day, is a photo in their tour poster for the summer of 2025 gigs. So that happened.
life lesson. Keep on doing good stuff, good things you enjoy. Show your work, showcase your work, and good things will happen. Just keep on doing your shit.
Yeah.
Because this was like, okay, wow. And yeah. Just take photos.
Yeah, my photo is in the tour poster of Anssi Kela. Cool. And it all started from one DM. It all started with one message to Anssi where I asked that, would it be okay if I took a photo of you? And things happened. It led to this. That is like the textbook definition of preparation and opportunity coming together and good things happening. That is like a textbook definition. And the photo looks good. I kinda like it. Okay. Wow, this escalated quickly from from practicing and honing my craft as a portrait photographer to a real photo shoot with a real rock star. I was like, all right, here we go.